Alright, this is Decoherence, the website, as shown here. It's got the pricing. Unfortunately, like I said, it's not a free version, so it is, you have to pay. Um, as you can see, basic, creator, director. So these are the plans. Questions. Kind of goes over the math here. Okay. These are the defaults. Square, 10 seconds, 12 FPS, like I stated earlier, 50 steps and 1 frame interpolation. Different aspect ratios. Square, portrait, landscape. Okay, 1.5 credits. I'm not going to read all this, I'm just going to scan it here for you guys. Obviously, more frames, it's pretty much staying. It's going to take more time to generate and make the videos as given. Here it is, the example. If you run out of credits, you can go ahead and pretty much buy more, is pretty much what's stating. And you can obviously cancel your membership at any time. So it's pretty much there, and for support. So yeah, this is the website, and then you can click here for the download area. Windows and Mac. And that is Decoherence. Hi, and welcome to 648 Matt. Here I am actually live running a AI text generative 3D animation software tool called Decoherence. As you can see, it's actually rendering, but I'll go over the styles. As these styles, I'm running synthwave punk, as you can see. And then I have a starting frame where I chose my own frame here. It's a picture of a image from the Lamborghini or a sports car. And you can choose different other, you can generate prompt or just import as given. Quick go back to here. So you have different options here for the styles. For the general, I'm doing a 55-second one. You can do different seconds, obviously, in seconds. FPS 12 is more if you want to do quick turnaround, depending on the frames per second. 30, that's if you want, you'll take more time to render, and etc. Zoom, put it to 2, or how far it zooms. Pretty much self-explanatory for each one. I have the advanced. I wanted more steps for this one. Usually it defaults to about 50, I believe. Guidance, I boosted it up a couple to 10. Yeah, default was at, I believe, 7, if I'm mistaken. Starting speed is defaults to -1, so I updated that to a 7. Excuse me. The guidance value is of the 10, and then obviously the speed is the frame rate for the seed. Excuse me. Do want to prep for that, updating in that. So I put in that to adjust with the advanced, as you can show. It's pretty much self-explanatory for each category area. Move on to the audio. I have a trendy somewhere audio that I had used from Pixabay, free. So that's the song I use. You can import other audio tracks. Here's the original. And then you can, before that, it allows you to split it, separate it from the actual areas, and it splits into, let's say, the words, the drums, the bass, and then there's other. So that was not shown here, but it will be shown before you generate. I already had to generate this, that's why it's generating. And then this is where it gets a little interesting. So once you separate that, it's going to give you different options. So I have here the original audio and different channels as given from the, let's say there's words, drums, bass, and other. So I have for the original audio, and it gives you, it hovers what's going on. So I focus on the strength, so how much of the previous frame is taken into account when generating the next frame. So I have given it these numbers. It's kind of tweaking and just kind of tinkering. That's the whole process of pretty much doing this. So I'm just going over it and hovering the icon eye there for information as given. And this is the strength to when a channel volume is the loudest. So that's that. I have these other couple settings. I have the drums. So the Z axis will pretty much affects the motion of forward and backward motion, right? And obviously you'll have the X, which is left and right, and Y, excuse me, X is right here, translation, left and right. Y translation is up and down. And then these are X, Y if you want to rotate. So just want to quickly go over that for you guys. And you can select them, it'll tell you. I have the quietest strength when the channel volume is quietest, and obviously from here, when the drum beats, it will actually move in, and you'll see later on from when this is done rendering. So I want to give you that context there, and the bass. Contrast, it's more of, I think, the coloring details, I believe. I'll give them awful on that, but that's what I have here. These are settings I've chosen, and then you can add in more. So with that being said, then the prompts. So these are my prompts here. I have it manual, so each segment I have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have it set here, and as you can see, manually set the timing of each prompt. The default is to evenly space the prompts throughout the video. This is less than a minute to generate. This is paid. I did pay for this. There is no free plan, unfortunately, for Decoherence. So it takes about 30 minutes. So I got, you know, halfway through, a little over halfway through, and it'll be done. And it's still rendering it. This is live in real time. But I had set this so I can kind of evenly space my prompts here. I just want to go over these prompts. So I have this first one. I'm not going to read each one, but I can just show you each one. 80s. And you can see how I manually, so when I start the frame, it'll change on these frames that I had set in here. See this? These frame changes? Evenly spaced there. So that'll frame, it'll change. So once it hits this 471 key frame, the frame, it will morph or change from the AI to, from a Tesla car vehicle to a DeLorean. Pretty cool, huh? And then the last piece, we'll be changing to a motorcycle as given from the prompt. So I am trying these prompts out, as you can see. And yeah, it's a really interesting software tool. I'm pretty excited about this. Is it, you know, obviously it's got its own Discord channel and also has the website. So I actually requested like a preview button like next to. So before all this, when you give it the file name, you'll create the file. I just named the vehicles, and then it'll actually have a big generate button in purple. You click that, and it'll just generate it. Gives you the time frame, gives you what's going on, and then the folders is where I have the folders where I put, you know, each category field. Once you name it, it'll organize it into the folder, and inside the folder it will have the frames, and then after that, once the video is done generating your clip video, it will have that as well. Keep in mind, I believe the frames are in PNG filing, and just going over these buttons, and toggle, and then website. Like I said, there's Discord, actual website, and then learning what is Decoherence. So we're on version, and yeah, so just want to give you a brief rundown of what I'm doing here, and I'll fast forward this, and we'll get back to the results, and we'll go from there.
hanging